The bonds between beef and nutrition covers Julie Moore and her experience with the War on Fat era and how that impacted the beef industry. So starting with a little background about our mentor, Julie Moore. She's been working for the Colorado Beef Council for nearly 30 years now. She is currently the Vice President of Operations, but she also has experience in lots of other areas of the industry. She grew up on a farm and ranch in Nebraska, and then got degrees in food sciences and human nutrition, and even a master's in meat science at CSU. She also has experience in the beef packing industry, especially in the quality and safety aspects there, before moving to the Colorado Beef Council. Now, the Colorado Beef Council's main goal is to provide programs for the Colorado beef industry. It has been operating since 1965, and it has a board of directors, which is chosen by the governor to represent each area of the beef industry, including the cow-calf, feeder, dairy, marketer, distributor, and processor. These are all represented on this board. Now, there is a $1 fee per the head of cattle that is sold, and 50 cents of that stays in state, and 50 cents goes to the national programs, and that is how the Colorado Beef Council is funded. So moving to the big decision that Julie was facing, it was how to combat this War on Fat era. Basically, this is around the time that fats were seen as really bad. This really started back in the 1950s and grew from there. In 1970, heart disease was the leading cause of death. And then in 1980, the U.S. released dietary guidelines about limiting saturated fats in the diet. This kind of became a huge misconception about beef and red meat, about that it was bad for you because it had fat in it. And this impacted the beef industries by decreasing demand for beef, and beef sale just really plummeted. And so Julie was left as someone on the Colorado Beef Council trying to figure out how to educate people about beef and try to stop this spread of misinformation and share how beef is a nutrient-dense product. So her two options were kind of a reactive versus proactive approach. So the first option is the reactive. She could continue just answering these controversies and questions as they arise. So this might be writing articles or maybe commenting on socials, just as consumers have questions, kind of combating them as they come. And then the second option, the proactive approach, this would be forming different educational programs like the Colorado Physical Activity and Nutrition Coalition, otherwise known as COPAN, as well as some other similar programs, like possibly going to things like the American Heart Association, the Preventative Cardiac Nurses Association, and even things like the Colorado School Nutrition Association. But focusing on the COPAN, it is led by the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, and it would be promoting healthy eating and physical activity in order to prevent obesity and other related chronic diseases. But to dive into kind of what's at stake here and what goes into this decision, starting with the reactive approach, this would be reaching less people. But it would also require less resources. She wouldn't really have to add on anything else, wouldn't have to find or form anything else. But another downfall would be that people may get another misconception about she's just trying to protect the industry. So they might get the wrong idea there. And then for the proactive approach, they would be able to reach more people in kind of this preventative aspect, really with just the goal to educate people with kind of a generalized message about beef and what nutrients it has. Unfortunately, it would require much more funding and resources, and also some dedication and time as well. The beef industry We really wanted to have a strong customer base. That is the goal here, is to gain support for the beef industry because it is a really quality, nutrient-dense product and promoting what values the beef industry holds. But Julie's main goal was to align the truth of the beef industry with the values of diverse consumers. So that leaves us with our ask if Julie should go with a lower resource reactive approach by combating problems as they arise, or if she should go with a higher risk proactive approach by forming informative programs like COPAN.